goats and bulls, and the ashes of a heifer sprinkled on those who were ceremonially unclean. Yeah, they sprinkled it on them. The priests, the unclean ones, ceremonially unclean, sanctify them so that their bodies are clean. How much more will the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself unblemished to God, purify our conscience from the works of death, so that we may serve the living God. As the chosen ones, as the 144,000, you also, the kings and priests, standing in the temple, this temple, stand in the temple, cleansed by the blood greater. So what has been done? You, the priests, the kings and priests, in New Jerusalem, the eternal Spirit offered himself unblemished to God. Purify our consciences from the works of death, so that we may serve the living God. So that's what's going to happen. They're going to sacrifice. When is it going to be? It's very serious. The red. Thinking, no. The Levitical priesthood has been cleansed. Now, Trump says, we can build the third temple. I laugh at you, Donald Duck. Talk about getting a project, the most important project ever. You haven't even looked at the sizes. You haven't seen if Ezekiel's measurements will fit. Will it fit on the land of Israel? No. You've got a dilemma. Perhaps it's not fleshly. Perhaps it's a spiritual New Jerusalem in the hands of the united spirits who've come here to put this fucking shit right. Because you'll not be able to do it. You're a warmonger. Who's a warmonger? You are, Donald Duck. What are you going to do in Gaza? You've got your ideas, haven't you? I read from the book of Revelation. The seventh head and the eighth. 78. The number 78. The eighth head belongs to the seventh, the same person. And it remains a little while. Just a little while, Donald Duck. And then poof. And your musky muskrat will be poof. Two cheeks of the same arse, as George Galloway says. And we're not allowed my opinion. Listen, all of what I'm saying, you can take it or you can leave it. It doesn't matter to me. It's not hate speech. All I'm doing is reading ancient text. Is that a crime? Is it a crime? Most of the American laws is based on the Bible. The laws. Yes, it's true. Now, what was I going to read? So sweetheart. Sit down. Tell me. It's 20 past 7. I don't know what time to start. I've got a bit to do here. What? I'm feeling myself. I'm not. Stop it. Stop picking on us. People are always picking on us. I didn't do nothing. Anyway, welcome into the house of bread. Oh, by the way. do 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 la 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 do 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 Lola, oh Lola, Lola, Lola. Oh. You feel hungry now, do you? Oh, man. Father, how did you think up taste? How did you think up taste? You said to yourself, chocolates should be tasting like this. Isn't that amazing? Just imagine if Father didn't think taste was, we'd be eating this. And we say, no, it's beautiful, this. Everything tastes the same. No matter what it tastes. Apples taste the same. Pears taste the same. Beef tastes the same. Everything's got the same taste. You see how loving our Father is? What an artist. To think up a taste. It's amazing. Don't be greedy, Joseph. Now, what's going to happen shortly with our bodies? Let me try and explain. The human body. In 1 Corinthians 15, listen, I'm going to read from verse 35. Try and explain the best I can. But it will be a different slant. Remember I said there's a pattern. And people have got that. They can see it. But they can't see this other one down here. It's a hidden. But some will say, how are the dead raised? What kind of body? What kind of body will they have? You know, when they come. Foolish one. What you sow does not come to life unless it dies. What do you mean, Paul? Paul means this. I'll give you an example. Get a pea. Get a pea. You put it in the soil. You water it. And what happens? The pea sprouts. But what happens to the pea? The pea must die. The pea just dies. But new growth comes, you see. That's what it says. Our bodies must die, in a sense. Spiritual death. No longer concerned with flesh, you could say. What kind of body will they have when they come back? Well, when they come, foolish one, he says, what you sow does not come to life unless it dies. And as for what is sown, you are not sowing for the future body, but only a seed, perhaps of wheat, another of grain. But God gives it a body as He wants. Your body's different to mine, but it's this body, it's this body. Listen. As for what you sow, you are not sowing for the future body, but only a seed, perhaps of wheat or another grain. But God gives it a body as He wants. And to each of the seeds its own body. Not all flesh is the same flesh. That's it. There is one flesh for humans, another for animals. Father put order. A human cannot mate with a fucking monkey and produce an in-between. Different. Right? So God gives it the body as He wants, to each of the seed of its own body. Not all flesh is the same flesh. There is one flesh for humans, another of animals, another of birds. You know, what's chicken compared to duck? You tried chicken? You've tried duck? It's both birds but different flesh. There is one flesh of humans, another of animals, another of birds, and another of fish. There are heavenly bodies. So we're going to expand now. Get the illustration. There are heavenly bodies and earthly bodies. Right, we've got that. Heavenly bodies, earthly bodies. But the splendour of the heavenly bodies is different from that of the earthly ones. Okay? There is a splendour of the sun, another of the moon. They're both glorious, but they are different. There is a splendour of the sun, another of the moon, another of the stars. For one star differs from another star in splendour. You are a star. You may be a different star to Jupiter, Uranus. They all have different glory. All stars have their own glory. All stars.